G'day there guys, Marky here, and welcome to another episode of r/relationship advice. With that said, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the barbie, and let's get right into it. Tough marriage story. What would you do? So I've been married for over a decade. My husband is a professional with a high-paying job. He's in a position of taking care of vulnerable people. We have young children, we married quickly. About 2 years in, he tells me that he has had 200 plus sexual partners before me. Men, women, trans women, etc. And he likes to visit with sex workers. We went through a hard time 3 years into the marriage as he was leaving one career for another and we were moving, changing identities, and he fell back into seeking sex from all types of people. This time, it was Craigslist and Backpage looking to dominate trans women and gay men. I found condoms in his bag, and he didn't deny it. He's also been contacting old sex partners for about a year. He blamed me for leaving him in the city that we were moving from to work on our new home. Smoothed that over, I had another baby, and he did it again. Sex workers. Fourth time, post-COVID, he's been spending tens of thousands. Y'all would freak out about how much money was spent on sex workers, cam girls, and people, and I found him on Ashley Madison and Seeking.com, the sugar daddy website, putting our shared wealth out there and telling young people on the site how dominant but generous he was going to be with them. I read through the messages and saw some of these people. Lots of young people, barely 18. One girl was 4'10" and looked about 14 maybe. Some days he would pay cam girls to talk to him for 5 to 6 hours while he pretended like he was asleep in another room. In case you're wondering, that's about $800 per chat. To say the intimacy has tanked between us is an understatement. There has been a touch of domestic violence. He has blamed me again for not being emotionally available, which is why I relied on our marriage therapist to help. Unfortunately, she hasn't supported the idea that he has an issue with sexual compulsive behavior because it could ruin his career. I am at a loss. Having this all normalized, like I just need to get over it. I want real intimacy with someone. This man has a lot of good qualities, but I don't want to be entering my 40s and forever wondering which website I can locate him on. Of course, people who know him professionally think he is the most upstanding person on the planet. Help me. What would you do? And now in the comments, good qualities? Where? I'm not seeing it. He's cheated multiple times and there has been physical violence. Why are you staying with this man? What would I do? I would divorce this guy faster than I could type this sentence. And OP replies, I stayed for the first 8 years because I was afraid of being alone. He told me for years, you have no family. I stopped believing that with therapy and saw that I actually have value outside of being married to this man. Thank you. Please get out. Get out before your children learn that this is acceptable behavior. It is not. It's sucking the life out of you and showing your children that this is normal. It's not. I would far rather spend my 40s alone than to be saddled with a pedophilic, sex-addicted cheater with a touch of domestic violence on the side. I have no idea why staying with this man would be preferable to being single. What would you do? Decline to marry him in the first place, but in your present shoes, initiate divorce. Life is far too short to subject yourself to such gruesome humiliation. I would hire a good lawyer, bulldog, as well. It sounds like, with his habits, especially contrasted against that sterling reputation, you might have a decent amount of leverage to spin. This. Get the absolute best lawyer that you can and do every single thing that they tell you. Don't give up. Be strong, build a safer, healthier home for the sake of yourself and your kids. Leave. It'll be the hardest thing that you ever do, but the best. When you read this back in 12 months, you'll just think, what the F was I thinking? He has issues, but they are not yours to solve. Protect your energy at all costs. And OP replies, thank you. I can't deal with the issues anymore. I fell into the trap of, we have young kids together, stay for the kids, or we own stuff together, and it's hard to divide. But I cannot live another year of my life without sound emotional intimacy with someone who I trust completely with my body and mind. Thank you. And now on to the update. I told my husband that I didn't want to be married, then he assaulted me. I was here a few months ago looking for advice about my husband's excessive spending and sexually compulsive behavior with sex workers. Today, I found hotel check-ins on his credit card. Then he was pushing me for physical affection that I did not want, and our marriage therapist asked him not to do it because he wasn't respecting my body. Instead, he said, "I could just leave you." Meanwhile, I've been mounting a divorce and lining things up for 5 months very carefully. He pushed me for a renewed commitment and asked if I wanted to be married, and I just said, no. And then I told him about the hotel charges, which he denied despite there being clear evidence. Then, I walk away to my car and he runs after me yelling, "Are you scared now?" He weighs 100 pounds more than me and is a vet with PTSD and all the scary personality traits. I jumped in the car and he yanked me out by my arm. The car is moving with nobody in it. I get away from him and get it in park, lock the doors, and he's trying to open them. Then I try to drive off, and he jumps in front of my car, leaving knee dents in the hood, playing an action movie out like a wild man assassin. I call the police because I'm stuck in the locked car and my kids are still inside. The cops arrive, we're there for 3 hours. Husband tells them that I tried to run him down with the car, while bruises and scrapes are forming all over my arm. I called his brother so I wouldn't be alone with him when he refused to leave. I told them all that I'd leave, but only with the kids. He finally left, and I left with the kids once he was gone. He's currently on probation with the medical board in our state due to his addictions. He's been erratic and threatening his own family after leaving his inpatient center early. Tomorrow is it. I file and get the civil protection order request in place. I just needed to be heard. Thank you. And update, I filed for divorce and the protection orders for my kids and myself today. Lots of progress, left the home to a safe place, informed the school about the situation, and have been supported. Made arrangements to hide out, and I have a huge protective web of friends that I've made here, and they are all showing up. I am very prepared with all of the information and care that everyone provided here. Thank you all. I hope that this post filled with support and resources is a gift to all of us that need to hear this. And now in the comments, I'm glad you're getting out. PSA to others, marriage/couples counseling is not a good solution when there is any kind of domestic violence. 9 times out of 10, it just gives the abusive partner more ammo with which to manipulate. And OP says, "This is so correct. I was no longer going for us as a couple to salvage a marriage, but in hopes that he could learn to reasonably co-parent. Not surprisingly, we have been through 3 of them recently. The second one was afraid of him and fired us as clients when he came at her verbally aggressively for supporting me in any way. Most recent one was very focused on his behaviors and obsession with chasing me and was very supportive. She asked if I needed closure to please come back alone." It kinda sounds like until he gets his mental health and addiction issues taken care of, he's not going to be able to parent, let alone co-parent. He needs to just go away for a while and work on himself. That can be months, a year, who knows? I know it sounds harsh, but until he does that for himself, it's not going to be healthy for the kids to be around that. I've lived similar. Veterans and emergency services guys tend to try to cloud violence with addiction and mental illness, but the violence is a clear choice. I hope you find meaningful supports. And OP says, well, he's both. He's a veteran and is the highest level of emergency services in the civilian world. He looks like he has it very together until he began completely falling apart at the seams. It turns out he has never fully gotten it together, but he looked very polished living a double life for 8 years. If he doesn't lash out like this with others but does with you, he's able to control it but chooses to abuse you. I can't stress this enough. This is something that really bothers me. If you can control your behavior with others and unleash it on your spouse and family, then they know exactly what they are doing. It's a choice, a really screwed up and scary one. My partner is a vet that has been forcefully institutionalized for trying to kill someone. He is considered 100% disabled by the VA. He sometimes talks in third person and tries to crush spiders that aren't there. He's never tried to hurt me and has only ever raised his voice at me once. When he raised his voice to me, it was one sentence. I told him to never speak to me that way, and he hasn't since. He could not possibly keep his crap together to be the highest level of anything. Your spouse is lying and is using mental health as a cover so he can do what he wants to with minimal consequences. And OP says, "Okay, my attorney agrees. Learned this today. He wants to know how my husband has a PTSD DX from the VA based on being non-combat and never experiencing behaviors like you described above. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I have to look into this with evidence-based research." Today, I screwed up by hiding in my girlfriend's room while her parents are home. As the title says, I'm currently effing up by being in my girlfriend's room. You may be thinking that she's here with me, scared to be caught, but she's not. In fact, she is nowhere near me because she's at school. My girlfriend and I live about an hour away from each other, and she has school, so you can imagine seeing each other is not the easiest thing right now. My girlfriend also lives with her parents, and she's Asian, meaning no boyfriend until college, though her mum seems okay with it. On Wednesday, we developed a plan to have me sleep over at her house without getting caught. The plan was simple. I would come over when her parents were gone at work, as they own a restaurant, and I would leave in the morning when her dad takes her to school because her mum would still be sleeping. It went great. I made it out and even ran to my car, which wasn't necessary because by the time her dad was coming back, I was driving out of her neighborhood. Fast forward to that night, I ended up going back over. Thursday goes good. I go to her room in the morning and end up going back to sleep until she comes home. Now it's Friday morning, and her dad almost caught us because he wanted to take the recycling out, but she quickly got it for him. Then she leaves, and I lock her bedroom door and settle in her bed where I'll be for the next 7 hours, waiting for her to come back. Her dad comes back, comes upstairs and tries to open the door. Crap. It's locked. He pauses, turns the light on. I assume he looks in her brother's room, then tries the door again. Still locked for obvious reasons he does not know about. He says something to himself. I don't speak Chinese, but I really wish I did, and then goes back downstairs where he sleeps on the couch. I text girlfriend, almost dying because of how scared I am to get caught. She tells me to chill, tells me they don't have keys to their doors, and the only way to open it is to take the handle off. She texts her dad saying the door is locked and she can unlock it later. He says okay. Her dad doesn't always listen, so that worries me. I'm pretty sure her dad went back to sleep now and her mum isn't awake. Now I'm currently laying in her bed wide awake, texting her, asking my parents what to do. They've had similar experiences and got caught, and trying to not freak the F out because I can't do anything. Escaping is impossible. Her window has blinds and a screen and is on the second story. Going downstairs and out the door is foolish, as her dad sleeps on the couch and the stairs are noisy. Plus, I have no idea what time her mum wakes up. I have no choice but to sit it out for the next 7 hours. Maybe try to get some rest, but I doubt I will. Anyone have any advice? She's 19 and I'm 20. Her parents don't even know that she has a boyfriend. I imagine they will be beyond pissed if they find out that I'm here. We'll both be screwed. Not only is she dating me, but I'm staying in her house without them knowing. It's scary to think that there could be someone in your house and you wouldn't even know it. I feel bad for doing this, but I love my girlfriend, and I'm literal melted butter in her hands. And now in the comments, in before dad uses Reddit and reads this. You blew it, man. You had your opportunity. You should have snuck over to her brother's room earlier, and then when her dad found you, said you were dating him. OP says, I could probably pass as gay, but I look way too young for my age as it is. Her brother is a year older, and not to mention he's 4 hours away at university. Anyone can pass as gay. Just say, I'm gay. It's like magic. Dad walks into her brother's room, OP jumps out of the closet while screaming, I'm gay! Father and OP walk hand in hand on the beach while the sun is setting. Can your girlfriend not just call the father and lure him from the house? Dad, can you come pick me up some headache tablets and drop them to me at school? I'm in agony. I feel like the point we're missing is that OP doesn't want to leave. OP wants to stay and chill with girlfriend, but not get caught. Quote, she texts her dad, saying the door is locked and she can unlock it later, and he says okay. Her dad doesn't always listen, so that worries me. This seems suspicious. If I was the dad, I would be thinking, I tried the door to her room and then randomly got a text from her about the door being locked like she knew that I tried the door. Seriously, what the hell? If I was dad, tried opening my daughter's room door, found out it was locked, and then got a random text from her at school saying she would unlock it, how do you not raise an eyebrow? And OP replies, I honestly think he doesn't care that much. He's usually on his phone all the time, and now he's sleeping. Also, not really sure how he'd put the pieces together. And now back up to the post, we have lots of updates. I probably should have gotten up with her right away, but I chose to stay in bed. Now I have to poop really badly. About 6 more hours to go though. Rip my bowels and my asshole. Also, for some reason, everything in her house frickin' creaks, so I have to be very careful with what I do in bed, sleeping position wise. Update, 9:54 AM, about 5 more hours. I still have to poop, but not as badly though. However, a new problem has arose. I grabbed a hard-boiled egg earlier when her dad was gone, 2 baby oranges, and a piece of Hawaiian bread. I ate the egg obviously because I can't really eat all day, and most of one of the baby oranges, and 2 bites off the little square of bread. My tummy feels a bit weird. I hope I don't throw up because it's very hard to be silent while your guts spill on the floor. I also think of napping but too afraid that I'll let out a massive fart or just make some noise. Girlfriend stopped replying due to class. I've given up the idea of escaping a long while ago. The dad is of no concern, pretty mid-level threat, but low for now. Mum is high level once she wakes up though. Hopefully she'll leave for work, but it looks like that might not happen as she isn't awake yet and supposedly would leave at 10:30. Quick update, 9:55 AM. Mum is awake and went downstairs. I think she'll make breakfast or something. Dad is talking to Mum, don't know what about. Hope they don't try the door again. Really feel like I'm gonna crap and throw up now. Good update, 10:03 AM. Good news, pretty sure the mum just left. Pretty sure that I can hear her dad snoring. I can finally relax a little, might actually catch some shut-eye. Off to play a bit of FIFA Mobile, and then maybe sleep for a few hours. Okay, another update since it was asked for, 10:20 AM, Mum's long gone for sure, and Dad's asleep. Not snoring, but I'm pretty sure he's sleeping. Unfortunately, girlfriend hasn't answered texts for the last 2 hours. I finally beat a team in FIFA after playing them for the 20th time. Every time the air conditioner turns on, it makes this loud-ass noise. So every time that happens, I get spooked. I'm glad everyone is getting a good laugh out of it. Someone thought this post was fake, which is fine. I'm not really sure how to prove that it's real. As I said before, hiding under the bed is impossible. The only place to hide is her closet, which will be a tight squeeze. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Dad will probably sleep all day, as he stays up all night talking to his friends in China, so his body is in another time zone. Might just nap when the girlfriend comes home, as she usually naps after class. Thanks for the good luck, see you in around an hour, or when something interesting happens. Update, 11:40 AM. Hello, my girlfriend knows this exists now, so hello. Enjoy my pain and these comments. So far, Dad is still asleep, Mum is at work, AC still spooks me. Here's some answers to questions. Girlfriend's birthday is late. Yes, dad works, but he can't handle work, so he goes later, at around 6 I think, and I'll make it clear now that I'm not planning to escape. It would be stupid. I truly think that girlfriend's dad doesn't care enough to try and bust down the door. Also, yes, Florida is a stand your ground, but dad doesn't own guns, just knives. I feel like I could run faster, as I used to play soccer and have been practicing boxing for years, and more recently Muay Thai, so I know how to run and fight. To those asking for proof, if you tell me how to upload a pic, then I'd have no problem doing that. As for my poop situation, I still have to go, but it's not that bad anymore. Yes, I have a bit of orange and bread left, and I have headphones that are supplying me with some nice Spotify service. Also, I played campaign mode in FIFA, finally beat Chapter 2 after 3 days. See you in an hour. Update. Anyways, good news. As we speak, I am shitting in the toilet. Dad left. Pooping has never felt so good. I'll update you when my girlfriend comes back. Update. Girlfriend is gone. I pooped as soon as the dad left. Yes, I know it's stupid staying longer, but now that my girlfriend is home, I'm safe. For those who are asking why I didn't leave when I got the food, there was a very tiny window to do things, and I didn't have my bag packed. There will be one more update after this when I get home, the true safe zone. As for now, the girlfriend and I are going to play FIFA and chill until I have to leave. Final update. Hello, I'm at my house in bed, nowhere near my girlfriend's parents. I have pooped twice. It went well, thank you for asking. About my girlfriend's age, she went to school in China at first and has a late birthday. Therefore, she's making up credits and will be going to actual uni soon. She's not finished university and gotten a degree, therefore, no boyfriend. For those of you saying that she's an adult and her parents don't control her, they do. As long as she lives there and they support her financially. Not to mention that she isn't white, she's Asian, Chinese specifically. I myself am Italian and Cuban, so the same rules go for me until I move out. I'm planning to go before the end of next year. Many of you ask why I didn't leave when her dad left to pick her up, instead pooping. First off, I had to poop so badly. Secondly, I won't see her for a while, and recently she got hurt, so I've been helping tend to her wounds so she doesn't need to go to the hospital. Mum's a nurse, and she's taught me everything since I was young. I wanted to be there for her in person. And also, yes, her parents own a restaurant. I won't post any more updates. And now to the final permanent update. Yes, it's about almost a year later. She broke up with me a few months ago. I'm glad you all enjoyed my pain, Lamau. Just wanted to write this just in case anyone comes back to read this and is wondering what happened almost a year later. I'm currently happy, perhaps have a bit of a thing going on with a different girl. I'm mentally and physically better than when I did this stupid crap, and I will never do this again, and I don't suggest anyone else does it. I had about 5 heart attacks throughout the whole thing, and it was a shitty thing to do. If I was the dad and I found out, I would be beyond pissed. Sorry, Mr. X's dad. And yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing better, so I hope that you enjoy your day and night. And now in the comments, pleasantly surprised that it didn't end in chaos or violence. But yeah, not the wisest move for OP, all told. He seems to have learned his lesson. I'm glad he's okay now, hopefully pooping regularly when he needs to. I'm surprised the dad didn't get suspicious when the daughter texted. Seems like a random text for daughter to send that her door was locked. How would she have known the dad was trying to get in? Hey dad, just texting you out of the blue right after you tried my door to let you know that I accidentally left it locked, because that's a thing that I do sometimes. And I like to, sometimes tell you about it when I do it. Haha, Lamau, talk to you later, bro. I know they're not technically kids, but this really feels like a kids are stupid moment. Horny teenagers works perfectly. Man, I can't imagine being so horny that I'd sleep over in a hostile situation like that. This post reminds me that I'm so happy that I'm not a teenager anymore. I'd be pooped after all those events too. Dude sounds like he had a crappy day. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.